Hey, so people have asked where the name Laughing Rain Dancer comes from, and I figured it's just easiest to go ahead and talk about it than actually write up this big, long, lanky thing. Besides, I like to talk. I don't know if you know that about me, but anyway, where does Laughing Rain Dancer come from? It actually comes from two different things. Three, actually, if you really want to get technical. Number one, Laughing Rain Dancer actually plays to my heritage of being a Native American. I know you can't tell from this, but my mom was 1/4 Native American, and I'm 1/8, which is actually, everything else is smaller than that, so it's like the biggest thing I am, but I'm not enough to be considered part of a tribe. But anyway, so there was that. But the other two things that come up, number one is laughter or laughing, and that comes from a preacher that I had listened to once, and he talked about a time when he needed some money. And he had gone on it was coming down to the wire. It was something God told him to do, some sort of ministry outreach thing. And because God told him to do that, he knew that it was going to take X number of dollars, and he didn't have it. So he kept asking God, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Where's this money supposed to come from? What's everything like that? So he's decided as it was really getting down to the wire, last couple of days before the deadline, before they'd have to cancel, that he would go ahead and fast. So he was fasting and fasting and fasting and praying. And the only word that he would get was laugh. And of course, he was like, laugh? How can I laugh? I mean, I need this money to do what you told me to do. There's just no way to do it. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to laugh? So after a couple of days of this, and I think it was like 3 days, I forget exactly the number of days, but after a couple of days, finally, the guy's like, he's praying. He's like, Lord, I need an answer right now. God clearly spoke and said, laugh. And he's like, fine, ha. And then God said, well, you remember that time when, your car broke down and you needed money for repairs, and I came through, I showed up, and the money came in. And he's like, yeah, Lord, I remember that. That was a good time. He goes, hey, remember that other time when, you had a family in your church that needed a lot of money, and you didn't have it in the benevolence fund, and you put it out there, and within like a couple of hours, I funded everything that family needed because they lost their house? Oh, yeah, that's right. And he started laughing as God was reminding him of the different testimonies that God had already shown up for. And what he learned was it wasn't so much that laughter, although a merry heart worketh good like a medicine, which is important. The laughter brought his focus off of the problem and onto Jesus. And when his focus got on Jesus, the money rolled in, and he was able to do exactly what God had told him to do. So that's where laughing comes from. Now, Rain Dancer, besides, of course, part of my, just an echo to my heritage and my ancestry, comes from one of my favorite sayings. And I forget if it doesn't tell you. There's somewhere on the web, I remember finding out who said it. I don't remember who said it right now, but it basically says, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. So Laughing Rain Dancer, because those are my favorite kind of sayings. As you can tell, this is a wall of laughter. If you see any signs that have the word just laugh or laughter or laughing, go ahead and send them to me. Put them on the wall. But in the middle, I've got that saying about rain, about dancing in the rain. So Laughing Rain Dancer was born. And again, like I said, it echoes of my heritage and my ancestry, so it's kind of cool that way too. But it's about things that Jesus has taught me. Number one, laughter. Get my, laughter worketh good like a medicine, but get my focus off of me, get my focus off of the problem, put my focus on Jesus. Number two is that even when the storms are coming, we need to learn that God doesn't always let the storms pass. Sometimes there's a reason why the storm is there, but we need to learn how to be rain dancers, or we need to learn to dance in the rain so that we can move forward in everything that God has for us and wants for us, and be able to do everything that God wants to do. And that's the whole point of Laughing Rain Dancer as a company. We want to do what God has called us to do, to create Christ-centered, family-friendly games that will be able to, the goal, put people around a table. So to put friends and family around a table, sharing each other's lives in fellowship. That's the goal. The game is just a vehicle. The entertainment stuff that we put out is just vehicles to get people around a table enjoying life together. And that's the whole point, and that's where Laughing Rain Dancer came from.